Hello, this is Wally the Bear. I'm out on the trails and just wanted to spend a few minutes talking about the beginning of my journey and what happened. I began my northbound journey at Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. That was around February of 2024. I just had a hip replaced. Wasn't supposed to be out hiking, but I was doing it anyways. Started at, I guess that's the part along the Shenandoah River, walked till the Potomac River. From there I picked up South Mountain and took that through Maryland to the Pennsylvania border and up into Pennsylvania. From that point I picked up, I think it was Sharp Mountain, something along that line, and took that to Blue Mountain to Catania Mountain, and that went all the way to Delaware Water Gap. As far as the trail itself, that would have been late winter, early spring of 2024. Trail was in good shape. That section is it goes over mountains, but it's not anything really steep. I mean, as far as other parts of the trail are concerned, a lot of rocky ground, a few cliff faces, so it's not the easiest to get over in my condition, but I did it, and enjoyed myself a lot. People I met on the trail, let's talk about that. All the people I met on the trail were really nice. Did not meet any disgruntled people. Everybody, pretty much, I'm a very slow hiker. I have to take a lot of time because I cannot fall. I have to make sure I'm not falling. And hiked along the trail. A couple things along the trail, yes. At just above Pine Grove, came across the parking lot. There was a girl with a four-wheel drive. Said her battery had died, and she asked if I knew some way to jump it. I told her, of course, I didn't have a car. Couldn't jump it, but took a look. It turned out it was actually her starter. I said to her, okay, she had a stick shift. I said, put it in neutral. I'll push you. I'll get it started. Once it starts, don't turn it off. Drive all the way home. I think she lived in Hazleton, which she would have had to take that, I think it's 626 or something like that there. Anyway, she would have to take that all the way to Pine Grove, then get a Route 81, take the straight north all the way to Hazleton. Told her, don't turn the car off the whole way. If you have to stop and you go to the bathroom or whatever, leave the car running and just go do it. She said, fine. I pushed the car. She got it started, got about 10 feet up the road. She turned it off, came back, and got to hug me and thank me for it. I said, you just turned the car off. We have to start all over again. I don't think she understood what I was really trying to tell her. Got it going a second time, watched her go on down the hill, heading for Pine Grove. I hope she made it home. But so that was that. Somewhere further than that, up above, I think it's called Camp Swatara, I ran into a group of birders that were lost. They were trying to find their way back to the trail. I told them, pretty much, you just walk right to the to the top of the mountain, you're gonna hit the trail. And they thanked me, and we talked. I am a birder myself, so we talked about birding somewhat, and it was nice. Somewhere near Sharp Mountain, I ran into a National Guard patrol that was out, I think, just on some kind of maneuvers, and it was a bunch of guys from, I believe they're from the Bronx, or they might have been from Hoboken, some from the Bronx. Really did not know the woods at all. Said they were lost. They were looking at maps and found their compasses, and said, hey, I'm going back. They wanted to go to a place called Ravine. It was out of my way a little bit, but I said, I can certainly walk with you to this place. And we walked together and got to there, and they found their vehicles. They were not in any trouble. They were, like I said, they turned around. I think they were actually going the wrong way. I think they're heading towards a town called Lincoln, which is back in from Ravine the other way. So that was that. So everybody met on the trail was nice. Okay, how I'm negotiating the trail. This is a little bit offbeat, and it's just the only way I can do it. I'm section hiking, so it means I'm going like this part, taking a break for a week or so, work, coming back the next weekend. And I don't want to walk 5 miles in and walk 5 miles back. I want to walk 10 miles, or 14 miles straight. And the only way I can do that, as this current setup is through public transportation. I have to go to a spot. I have to look on maps and charts and whatever else, look through county listings and find where public buses or public transportation crosses by the trail, and then hike to that spot and get on public transportation and figure a way all the way back to my car, maybe 10, 14 miles back where I started. It's doable if you think about it, but that's what I was doing. Let me shut this off for a moment here. And so that's how I got back and forth. Give me a moment here. Also, in a lot of spots, like I said, if I'm hiking the trail and somebody comes up behind me or the other way, I always get out of the way because I'm walking much slower. By doing that, I met a lot of people, talked to a lot of people, and probably almost half the time I was walking, I would end up coming near the end of the spot where I'd be trying to pick up public transportation and run into one couple or another. And someone might ask me what I was doing. I would describe, I'm going to go pick up a bus. And 9 times out of 10, the guy, if he had a wife with him, he would say, oh my goodness, we'll give you a ride back to your car. We know where you're at. We're headed that way. And it'd be like, really, it's no bother. And they'd say, no, please come with us. And so I would do that. Another thing with all of this, the unexpected consequences. I didn't plan on doing a lot of side trips off the trail. I really, when I set this all up, I wanted to start, like I said, pretty much just go one end to another, and I ended up doing a lot of side trips. I didn't really expect all of that, and it's taken me through a lot of hikes through a lot of small towns. I've gone into a lot of small towns either to spend the night or to get supplies or whatever. But also, even the inner cities, I think I was taking public transportation and it ended right outside of Baltimore. And Baltimore's a very, very dangerous city. I don't suggest anybody walk through it, but I was at White Marsh, which is I'll call it the north end of the town, and walked from there all the way through the city to right up to the other end of the city. Doing that, I passed by some colleges. I passed by Johns Hopkins Hospital. I passed by Inner Harbor. I passed by the ball stadium. I'm a writer, so I have some interest in writing, and went by Edgar Allan Poe's grave, which was a whole story in itself. It was really a kind of emotional thing, and from that grave, it turned out there was a large, I'll call it rundown, but indoor market, which was a lot of small booths, and they sold everything imaginable. I mean, from clothes to, they had little booths that sold everything you could ever imagine. They had clothes to fine dining, to lobster, to seafood, to raccoons, opossums. I'm talking about for food. I'm talking about not for sale, as live animals, but raccoons, to opossums, to muskrats, to rabbit, to zebra, for meals. And yeah, that was kind of interesting too. Like I said, I would not suggest anybody go through inner city Baltimore like I did, but that's what I did. I walked right on out of the city, and then took some other kind of transportation and went back to the mountains with it. At another spot, I decided for some reason to leave the trail up near Jim Thorpe. I'd gone to there, and I think I'd met a couple who was going to Reading, and for some reason I wanted to go to Reading, so probably for I don't know why, but took the road with them to Reading, and didn't feel like stopping there. And they said they were going on down to the turnpike at Valley Forge. I rode with them to Valley Forge, got out. There's a trail there called the Horseshoe Trail. Walked just a teeny bit of that, pretty much just like a camp. The next day I walked from there to a town called Ardmore, which is outside of Philadelphia, and then hiked from there. I knew that area fairly well because I had lived there at one point. Lived at downtown Philadelphia near Temple University in a really bad neighborhood, but walked from there straight on down to almost right where I had lived, down Girard Avenue, right to the zoo, which, like I said, not a good neighborhood around there. And then from there, walked up the river, through Drexel University, and then right into 30th Street Station in downtown Philadelphia. And again, I don't suggest anybody do some things I'm doing. They're dangerous, and you just don't want to be caught in some of these places, but it's really giving me a really intimate, on-the-ground look at a lot of things that if you just drive by in a car, you don't really get to see. and I'm really enjoying some of that. There are other small towns I went into. I went into Duncannon, Pennsylvania, went into Harrisburg, went to Chambersburg. There was a town in Maryland, it was Burkittsville I went into. Pine Grove I talked about. What other towns? I left the trail right at Delaware Water Gap, so straight to Port Jervis, New York. I actually was walking, and a guy on a motorcycle stopped, asked if I wanted to ride, got in the back of his motorcycle, put a helmet on, and we went flying into Port Jervis, New York along the Delaware River. It was kind of different. Then came back later. What else with Pennsylvania and Maryland? Again, just a real nice area, very rocky. I would not say terrible hills, terrible mountains to climb. Some were difficult, but it was all doable, and really enjoyed it. And like I said, I'm getting a really intimate look at towns. Some of which are very, very nice. Some that are rather nasty. And I'm sorry. Let me just talk about that a moment too. When I'm hiking, I'm pretty much taking two things with me. I'm taking a duplicate copy of my driver's license, and I'm taking a throwaway debit card, and they're both in a tiny little credit card holder. And basically, if I get stopped or mugged or robbed, I mean, that's when I'm losing. I might lose my cell phone too, which I carry a $30 cell phone, so I don't really care too much about that. If I lose that, I can replace that in about 15 minutes. I can stop by any Walmart, pick that up, and reload where I was at, and just go on and cancel whatever I had. But it's really given me a lot of time, and a lot of knowledge of just these small towns and what's going on with them, and just seeing everything on a ground level. It's been really different. It's really intimate and rewarding. Like I said, everybody I've met has been fantastic. I've not met anybody nasty on this trip. And this hike I'm on, this is not a 1-year trip. It's a 3-year trip that I'm planning. Planning it through 2024, where I'm allowing my hip, I had a hip replacement in February, allowing that to heal, try to get my body into some kind of working shape here, and go north and see where I end up. And so that's what this section was about, talking about my initial trip through from Harper's Ferry through Maryland, through Pennsylvania, and to Delaware Water Gap, where I would cross over to New Jersey. And just want to explain a bit of what I'm doing and why. People see me on the trail often ask, what are you doing out here? You're 67 years old. That's why you're starting a trip like this, but here I am. And I'm sorry. Just anybody, if I had not said, I have a wife that's home. She's working most weekends. That's why when I'm out here, it's because she's working 3-day weekends and she's not home. I have 2 kids, and they're out here also. And but nice seeing you. Thanks. Bye.